Nia and Marlowe lie in the wreckage of a shattered loom in a strange hall of infinite tapestries. And standing before them in the aisle between the looms is an unfamiliar figure. Slight, dressed in a blue coverall that could be a spacesuit, could be motorbike leathers. There is white trim on it, and their face is hidden by a full-face helmet. And the figure addresses the two sprawled people in the wreckage. Good. The timing was right. My name is Gitra. I am from the CRIT. I need you to come with me.
That's not sufficient information. Who are you and what do you want with us?
I'm with the CRIT, the Consensus Reality Integrity Patrol. My duty is to prevent phenomena like what has been happening to you from happening to people like you. Come with me.
Wait, where are you taking us?
To a neutral place.
Sounds all right.
Yeah. I mean, I am keen to not be in this Hall of Tapestries endlessly going into new places.
Yeah, we're getting nowhere, so let's go somewhere.
Yeah, okay. We are going to... where's a woman at?
Wait, there's a weaver still here?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. We accidentally just told on her.
Yeah.
We need to move fast.
Why? She doesn't seem dangerous.
We do not share goals.
Okay. What do we're just going to go.
Let's just go.
Okay, we're going to come with you. Please don't hurt us.
That's definitely not the intention.
You seem relatively trustworthy, so let's crack on. Let's go.
All right, the two of you stand, pick yourselves up out of all the splinters and loose threads of the tapestry that you had been woven into. Gitra, looking around warily, starts off down the aisle. Can you describe a little of what you've been experiencing so that we can ensure our solution is tailored?
We are, as far as we know, we're just living our life, and then something happens and we drop out of that life and into this hall, and then the old lady sews us into a new one.
Yeah. We are not in our original bodies.
That is also true.
Yes, that'll happen when the weavers get proactive.
Oh, are we? How are we in a different body, but I can remember who I was before we got here? Do you know what's happening there?
You're seeing looms and tapestries, am I right?
Yes.
Yes, that's a standard response of sentient minds to this place. Think of keep with that image. Think of yourselves as threads. A thread woven into a tapestry is a person in a reality, a person in a story. Every thread that thread crosses is an encounter in that person's life. But the thread, whichever tapestry it is woven into, remains itself. You are yourselves. You are simply being woven into different pictures, and the different encounters, the different things that you're crossing in those realities, stories, tapestries, is affecting your self-actualization. If you're uncomfortable with your current appearances, I think you'll find that in this place you can quite easily change them.
Wait, we can go back. I can go back to looking like I was before.
You can pretty much look like whatever you want to look like here.
Like I could be a dinosaur lady.
There are some limits, basically based on your imagination. But, yeah, sure. You could give it a try.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I want to be a dinosaur lady.
See, that's why you'd probably have trouble making it happen.
Because I don't want it to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was what we think our original life, actually our original life, or is it just that we've only just become aware of this kicking out process?
Good question.
Original is an interesting term. There's nothing here that you would really think of as linear time. Each story that you've experienced would have been parallel to all the others. You're simply, because you've been conscious of being here, unwoven, you process it as happening sequentially, but there is really no original. All the lives you've lived are real.
But I feel like Marlowe from where I started. Like, I felt like those other people when I was in the tapestry, but then when I came out, I went back to feeling like me again.
That's the essence of the thread, you see. The thread doesn't change.
This is messing with my head.
Well, at least that means we have some kind of real sense of self.
Yeah. I'm going to try and put myself back to what I looked like before.
Okay, describe how you attempt this. Is there movement? Is it a concentrated thing?
I think I'm just going to screw up everything, like my fists and my eyes and my face, and just scrunch it all up and just go like that.
Roll extraordinary.
It's a 5. So yeah, I just put a huge amount of internal effort in, and slowly, I think it's like a screen wipe, like in Star Wars, where they go across the screen, but it's just like from head to toe, and it just like wipes down my body, and I turn back into what I looked like when I got there.
Oh, you've got a certain facility with that.
So I could have made myself look like anything else.
In theory.
Well, there was a lot of effort, so I'm not going to do it again.
As Nia's focus moves from Marlowe, and as Marlowe's eyes open and they realise that they've pulled this off, you both see Gitra's masked, helmeted head turn sharply.
Whoa.
And down the aisle in the direction that you've all been heading, you see the robed, hooded old woman.
She's coming at us.
She's just standing there for the moment, blocking the way.
Oh, that's creepy.
Well, I don't feel like I know enough about the motivation of our new friend to know whether we are taking a solid side or not. I don't feel a lot of animosity towards the old woman, but she hasn't helped us so far.
She has not been helpful. It's true, she's not been helpful.
So I'm not going to actively attack her.
No,
I think I'm just going to kind of hold back and see what unfolds.
Yeah. What do we do now?
Run.
Oh my god.
Gitra turns and, looking to the two of you, definitely hoping that you'll follow, runs back in the direction that you've all been going.
Is there a way out that way? I just don't know. Like, okay, so I'm going to start running. You going to start running?
Yeah, I'm running.
Yeah, we're running. Okay, we're going to run. I'm looking over my shoulder at the old woman to see if she's going to presumably give the world's most incredibly slow chase.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the voice of the old woman that Gitra called the Weaver. "'Tis blasphemy to remove threads from the tapestries."
Oh my god, that thing again.
Running away as you are, you don't see her movement, but you do see, because Gitra is running slightly in front of you, you do see around their upper arm a thread begin to unspool and stream off between the two of you back towards the old woman.
Uh-oh.
Gitra clutches at that arm in seeming horror and stops and stumbles slightly.
Yeah, what do we do? What do we do? What do you...
I'm going to grab something and throw it at the old lady.
Okay, what do you grab?
It's like a discarded empty spool that used to have thread on, but now it's just a big old wooden block.
Yeah. All right. Roll ordinary.
5.
You fail. So lose 1 restraint. You feel your restraint erode as the piece of masonry goes wide, clicks and clatters down the aisle, barely clipping the old woman who doesn't move. Still intent on, you can now see the spindle has appeared in one hand and blue thread is streaming around it. Gitra says, "Mission abort. Errol, evacuate." And disappears, and all the thread that had collected on the spindle and all the thread streaming between you and her winks out of existence with them. And you're left, just you and her.
God damn
it. We don't even know where to go, where her other person is.
So we're either going to get stitched back into a tapestry, or we have a go at getting out of here and see what happens. I'm going to try to do something to move the old, like to throw the old woman to one side, but I'm going to try to do it at a distance.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, sounds extraordinary.
Okay. For a strong chance I might be able to do this. 8! So I think that Marlowe has like a renewed sense of confidence because of the thing that she managed to do earlier by changing her appearance. So, yeah, I think it's like that same thing where she's just concentrating really, really hard and scrunching everything up and then just moves her hands forward like she's just trying to like push all that energy out, and it takes the old woman and just like sweeps her like to one side and against the wall.
She actually crashes through one of the looms and slams into a pillar, and for the moment seems to be just lying in a heap there.
Let's run.
Where to?
We'll just try and get out of an exit.
Yeah, you remember when you came into this place for the very first time, there was an outside that you came in from, but ever since you've been inside, the aisle's length seems to be infinite. You kind of run along it both ways a lot, and nothing has happened.
I'm going to use my newfound power to try to blast a hole in the side of the building.
Go for it.
It's a 1.
So,
oh boy.
something significant happens, and I think it's actually very cool that this happens as you're trying to sort of breach this place, like cause some destruction in this obviously very significant realm. Talk to us about Marlowe's dominion. This is the thing that you set up right before we started playing this game as the elemental force that Marlowe could have control over if they had no restraint, if they could come into their full potential.
Which, when I put this paperclip in the bag, is going to be where we're at. Marlowe's dominion is time. So you don't manage to break out. You don't manage to blow a hole in the side of the hall. Yeah. But in that failure, some level of holding back that Marlowe has been doing is broken. You can describe kind of what this might look like to Nia, what this might feel like to Marlowe, but I feel like an element of it is that suddenly, in the same way as like Neo seeing the code in the Matrix, you start to see that everything around you is made up of minuscule threads, and you can see them all, and you can see how they fit and weave together and what every single one means, and you can follow them from their beginning to their end. Yeah, so I think it's like that thing of like, instead of just seeing looms and threads, everything now has a meaning, right? Like I can look at it and interpret what it's actually showing, like the world that it is and the threads that they are. So it's like an absolute like tidal wave of information. Yeah, so every tapestry that you see in this place now, where before you could only see kind of the image that it was forming, you can see the entire world, history, universe inside every single one suddenly, which I imagine is absolutely overwhelming. Yeah. Yeah.
Your brain explodes.
Yes.
Is there any physical change that Nia would notice?
Yeah, I feel like it actually might be that like Marlowe immediately passes out from that over, like it's not quite a brain explosion, but like something that just immediately is like that classic trope of the tiny nosebleed and the passing out of like, this is more than I was prepared to handle. So yeah, I think even if it's just for a moment, I collapse onto the floor.
Nia sees Marlowe move in the same way as she did to throw the old lady, but this time targeting the wall of the hall, and then sees up and immediately eyes roll back. Yeah. They collapse to the ground. What do you do?
Say, oh no. And I run over and I start like tapping. Marlowe, open your eyes. Open. And I'm looking around to see where the old lady is.
The old lady is close. She has silently picked herself up from the wreckage. There is still sawdust and splinters all over her hooded robe, but she is now moving with much more purpose towards the two of you.
I'm with one hand shaking Marlowe and going, wake up, and then turning to the old lady and saying, what do you want with us? What are you going to do this time?
It's clear to me now. The two of you, you're doing this deliberately. Destroying all my work. And she looks at the wreckage of the loom that you landed in after popping out of your latest reality. Only one thing to do. And the spindle appears in her hand, and you feel the familiar tug as thread starts spooling off you and onto it. She throws it with the other hand onto a nearby loom, and in the same motion grasps a torch off one of the pillars and throws it under the loom that she is weaving you into. And you see the wood and the tapestry begin to smoulder.
Crazy murderer.
She peers.
I'm going to try and... I'm impressed by Marlowe's recent development of skills, and I'm going to try to will the thread to reverse and to unspool and come back on and stop coming away from me.
Yeah.
Put myself back together again.
You can do
this.
this.
All right, roll extraordinary.
7.
The thread twangs taut. The spindle stops spinning, and you can see it straining in her hand to try and twist. But I'm imagining you actually like grabbing the thread and like twisting it around your arm, potentially.
Tug of war.
Yeah, actually doing a full-on tug of war with her. She looks astounded, shocked, taken aback. She reels with this. This is nothing that she's ever seen done before, but begins to move towards you. And so the thread is very slowly winding around the spindle as she comes step by step towards you, but you still have it taut. No more is coming off you. Marlowe, you've regained consciousness by now.
Goodness.
Still dazed.
Still dazed. So I'm picking myself up off the floor. I obviously see Nia being spooled by the old woman into a tapestry, but I can see that she is she's making it possible for herself to fight back, and is in this tug of war with the old woman. So I want to try and get rid of her once and for all. So I think Marlowe's going to get up, and I can't do anything ordinary because that is going to be a failure. So I'm going to try to get the spindle off her by using some kind of like telekinetic power rather than physically going up and grabbing it from her, because that would be a huge mistake.
Hey, you don't have to say try anymore.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Yeah, okay, I've put this dice down. Don't need it. So I'm going to scrunch up my fists and put them forwards and just do one really big like mime of yanking downwards as hard as I can, and the spindle pops out of the old woman's hands and neatly lands in mine.
And you feel a strange power, warmth, almost a sharpness from it as it lands in your hand. You know instinctively this is no like physical ordinary item. This is a thing of enormous power. She shrieks as it's ripped from her, as if you've torn off some body part. And collapses to one knee, like clutching at her breast. Nia, you're still slightly unspooled, but now Marlowe's holding the spindle.
Yes.
So now let's try and unspool it back. I'm assuming anything that was done can be undone, so I'm going to start unspooling the thread from the spindle and see if we can get you to will it.
Yeah,
your will
I'm
back
going to
together.
will my arm back on.
Okay, roll extraordinary.
10.
Done.
That'll do.
I've got 4 arms.
All arms.
So the very end, maybe the final 2 or 3 feet of the thread where it had gone into that tapestry is blackened.
Uh-oh.
And as your form reforms, part of you is, as it comes in, you're immediately expecting it to feel hot, to be burned. But in fact, the arm looks normal, but it's sort of flickering in and out of form, view, reality.
Try and self-actualize yourself back to how you looked before.
What, OG?
OG Nia. Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Just scrunch it up real hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to scrunch real hard so it looks like I'm doing a poo.
Yep, that's the one. It's real dignified.
Seems to be your tactic.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to think real hard about not flickering.
Roll extraordinary.
5.
It's a 5.
Your hand stabilizes, and you feel that some part of you that had been damaged at some deep level has been restored.
Mm-hmm. Self-restoration. We'll deal with the old lady.
Do we, or can we just run away?
Taking the spindle. So yeah, let's start running down the corridor. Spindle in hand. Not sure what to do with it. Think it's probably worth hanging on to it.
Yeah. Seems like it's thrumming with energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's balancing in your hand effortlessly, actually hovering slightly above the palm, spinning, and you can feel it resonating as you pass every tapestry, and you know that if you felt like it, you could easily unmake, remake, unravel, restitch, whatever it is in here that you see.
It's a lot of power.
Yeah. Shall I try and put us back in our original tapestry?
I thought you were going to say something about Hitler.
What? Oh, right, yeah. Let's go and kill baby Hitler. No. I've played Chrononauts. It's a terrible idea. Because then you also have to, unblow up the Hindenburg, and you have to also unsink the Lusitania.
It's a lot.
And it's a whole
It'll
thing.
never work.
It'll never work. Okay. We could go back into our original tapestry, though.
But would we just pop out of it again, though? I don't know if we're fixing the issue. I want to find out what the weird space lady was all about. Okay,
so we're still just going to try and get out of here.
Yeah, I want to find Errol, whoever that might be.
Yeah, an interesting name for a space person. Okay, so I am going to blast open the wall again because I can do what I want now. So use my scrunchy energy and just blast a big old hole in the wall.
And the wall unravels. It's neat.
It does.
It's not an explosion. There's no masonry. It simply unstitches in front of you.
So there's now a hole in the wall that we can pass through into the outside.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go.
Okay then.
You've been listening to Merely Role Players. Ellie plays Nia, Vikki plays Marlowe. I'm Matt, your host, and we were playing All Outta Bubblegum, a role-playing game by Jeffrey Grant and Michael Sullivan. Marlowe and Nia will return.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I want to be a dinosaur lady.
See, that's why you probably wouldn't.
Learning more about dinosaurs.
Please include this as an outtake.
God damn it.
Oh, what is happening?
We're all still learning about dinosaurs. Gosh.
You weirdo. What a response.
Robot witch.
The fuck?